We are Revocation.
And you're watching loudguitars.com.
Hi, I'm Pamela Ashton. I'm here with Loud Guitars, and we're here with Revocations, Dave and Dan. Good evening.
Hello.
Hey.
How's everything going?
It's going great. Yeah,
It's pretty good.
I like the back and forth thing.
yeah, you know.
I get dizzy. We should all do one of those sentences. This tour,
Is going.
Pretty good.
we're off to a great start. Okay, Revocation, you're based out of Boston. Okay, 3 studio releases for your band, and you're with Relapse Records. And how's that working out for you?
It's great. They're a really unique label. They put out a lot of diverse bands. Just recently, we got to do like a Scion showcase, which was really fun. So like every member of like the Relapse Records family, if you'll call it, flew down to LA, and we all hung out and just raged into the wee hours of the morning. So it was a good time. It's a really fun label. All the dudes are cool that work there, and they got a ton of really diverse and awesome bands. So we're very happy to be on the label.
Now, have all of your records been with Relapse, or is it just this last one?
Well, the first record, Empire of the Obscene, was self-released. So just 2 so far, just Existence and Chaos.
Okay, now, and you have been doing some extensive touring with this record. I believe it was released in October of last year.
This one was in August.
Oh, sorry, can't believe everything we read on the internet. Can you talk to me a little bit about what you are playing through tonight?
Yeah, sure. Gear-wise, this is my Jackson Warrior. They made it special for me, so that was really cool of them. They put the reverse headstock on it. They kind of moved the position of the knobs a little bit, and they gave it a nice white, black bevel paint job. So it's a great instrument. I'm super stoked to be able to play it every night. And then as far as other stuff goes, we're playing EVH amps. We've been with them for a little bit. They do great stuff. And it's basically it. We don't really have too much more in the rig other than that, and some DiMarzio pickups in here. Got to give those dudes a shout out. They do great stuff. Yeah, that's my gear rundown.
Okay, and how about you? Will you talk to us a little bit, Dan, about your gear and what you're playing through?
I'm actually playing this very sexy Jackson KE2. It's possibly the sexiest guitar I've ever seen, even sexier than this guy. And I run through the same amp as Dave, the EVH, and I don't use any effects, just tuner, amp, that's it. That's my rig. That's my.
Well, you use digital delay. Digital delay?
No.
Really? Huh.
How do you not know this?
I don't know.
Can you talk to me a little bit about the writing process with Revocation? How does a song get conceived with the band?
It starts with like the riffs. So I'll be like working at my house, coming out with like different riffs, and then I'll bring it in to like the practice space, and we'll all kind of get a chance to like jam out on it and work through it. And then after that, you start putting the lyrics to it, and also getting like different solos and harmonies and this and that. So it's kind of from the riffs, then we work our way up from there.
So all the members reside in the Boston area?
Except for Dan.
Yeah, everybody but me.
And where are you from?
New York.
So does that make commuting interesting for practice, or do you do a lot via the internet, by computer?
Well, usually before a tour, I'll take the bus up to Boston like a week in advance. We'll have a few practices, and that's it. But the way I joined the band, I just like kind of learned the songs on my own, and then I came to them and I was like, "Hey, like check this out," and they fell in love with me instantly, and that's how I joined.
Well, that's kind of a cool story, and who could resist, right? Of course. How about... Not so hard to get along with, eh? How much longer is this tour going?
We're sort of winding down, so there's about a little less than a week left, I think. It was a 5-week tour, so yeah, we got about 6 shows left. Yeah.
The last record, how did you go about choosing your producer?
Well, we had worked with we worked with Pete Ruccio again. He runs a studio called Damage Studios, and he had done our previous 2 releases. So it was pretty much a no-brainer for us. You know, we really liked the sound that he achieved on Empire and Existence. So we went back with him, you know, to do Chaos, and you know, he's just a great dude. I mean, he's got a really good ear. And he's just like a fun dude to be around. Like when you're in the studio and like everything's under the microscope and so like you can't make a mistake and it's like kind of pressure's on. Like it's good to have a dude there who's like laid back and chill and like who can like make fun of you and be like, do it again, you suck. So it
makes the process much more comfortable.
Yeah.
So it's not, when you're in the studio, are you in all together generally? Do you lay down the tracks with the entire band together?
We kind of like layer it, so it'll be the drums first, and then I'll maybe like record like a scratch track or something like that, just so Phil can have a point of reference. And then we'll go in and do the guitars, do the bass, and then solos and vocals are always the things that are left for the end. So we kind of build it like a delicious 7-layer cake, but the layers are brutality.
Ooh, layers of brutality. I kind of like that. I actually kept on seeing extreme metal as describing your band. Any idea how you acquired that?
I think having a lot of screaming kind of puts you in that sort of category.
We play fast, and
there's blast beats, there's double bass. Those are all characteristics of extreme metal. So, I guess you could call us that.
We're definitely we play like thrash and death metal, but a lot of people will be like, oh, like you're like just a thrash metal band or this or that, and like I think we have a lot of different aspects to our sound that we love thrash, we pay homage to it in our set, but there's a strong black metal influence in some of the riffs. Is like a really really strong death metal influence throughout our stuff. There's like some grindcore influences. There's some punk and hardcore influences. It all depends on kind of like song by song. Like each one has its own personality. Like Conjuring the Cataclysm, the bridge section is like very very black metal inspired. As opposed to like a song like Harlot that also has blast beats, but it's coming from more of like a kind of like grindcore kind of like
Yeah, there's some rock in that song too. It's a rock song kind of.
I noticed there was quite a bit of groove through the entire record. It made it very cohesive, despite being able to encompass all these different styles. Definitely very cohesive record. Now, when it came to deciding which tracks made the record, how was that a difficult process?
They all made the records. Certain bands, like, they have luxury of going in with, like, $1 million budgets, and it's like, let's just record 50 songs and pick the best ones. Like, we have to kind of choose our time wisely because, like any, heavy metal band, we're sort of on, like, a budget a lot of the time. So, we picked the songs going in that we wanted to record, and, thankfully, after the recording process was all said and done, we took a step back from it and listened to it all. We were like, yep, these all work. So, every song made it to the record, which was good. We didn't have anything left to spare.
Beautiful. Now, have you got a favorite place to play?
Oh, geez, it's a tough one. We like California, like the Southwest, I guess. San Diego's pretty nice. Austin, Texas, certainly. Boston. I guess Montreal, we can include that.
Yeah. Oh, thank you very much. Yay, they like playing here. Any parting words of advice for anybody who's just starting out?
Learn songs by ear. It really helped me, and it will help you.
Okay.
Just, take stuff slow and try and, like, listen to a lot of different music to try and diversify your sound. Don't just stick with, like, try and be open-minded is what I'm trying to say. Listen to don't rule out, like, different genres or this or that just because, they're not, might be your cup of tea. You never know, like, what you might get out of them or, like, how you might grow to learn to appreciate them in the future. Really just don't play guitar, though. Just go to, like, law school or something,
Stay in school. Definitely.